Oh no, I don't want makeup, for sure not. I couldn't imagine how people wear makeup because they're doing video. All right, so somebody had asked on one of my live feeds the other night about making a tourniquet pouch. I said, which one? He's like, either one, whichever you want to build. So these are 2 tourniquet pouches. We build a couple other things, but these are the meat and potatoes of the tourniquet pouches. This is for a TK4 or a rat's tourniquet, very small. You pull this, it has an elevator in here, right? It has a lift strap, pulls that out. So you can access that because it's a pouch and this fits kind of tight down in there. So we use that pull strap. This right here attaches to whatever you're going to attach it to. Modular gear, you can use a malice clip or whatever. We also have belt attachments if you want to belt attach this. And the way this works is this pulls and it busts this snap open, pulls this down, and the tourniquet is released. Guys rubber band them, they do all kinds of stuff. This keeps that tourniquet fully concealed so there's no UV exposure, nothing gets on that tourniquet, it's pristine and there when you need it. So I'm gonna actually build both of these. These are kind of short builds. Sorry, I don't remember who had asked that, but I'm gonna go ahead and build these from what I can remember. This one we designed, well, both of them, probably over 15 years ago we started building these things. So what I'm going to do here is just hem this edge right here, just like so. I'm going to do that on both sides. And of course, elimination of pieces. If you're looking at something and you're not really sure which piece is which, right at looking at it, take the ones you do know and build those. And that will eliminate the options of to what those pieces could be that you do not know. Kind of works with a lot of shit. Sometimes you'll get in trouble with it, right? You probably don't want to put the dash back in the car until you put the vents in the car. Anytime I've pulled, I know most of you guys have probably never pulled the dash out of a car. Anytime I've pulled the dash out of a car, I always have leftover parts. That's probably not good, leftover pieces. Right? Probably not good.
It's never good.
Oh, I'm missing something here. I'll be right back. I couldn't find that your favorite ex-boyfriend guy. That guy. I couldn't find his account. It's like it's just disappeared. It's weird.
Wonder if it got deleted.
Why would it be though?
I don't know.
I think somebody was like punked, right? They just like, let's make the stupidest shit we can possibly make and see how viral it goes. This is the pallets on the back. 1, 2, ready to travel 3. While I'm lined up, I'm going to take this one, put it right in line, and push it up towards it. I'm going to hold it in place. As I travel into it, it is now locked down. Now I'm going to travel back, 2, 3. You know, like when you put on your leg warmers and your hairband, and you're like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. You know, like jamming with the oldies. What's that? Richard Simmons. Was it Richard Simmons?
I think so.
Olivia Newton-John, because she wants to get physical.
Big puffy hair.
Yeah. I'm completely off, I'll bet you. Am I? Yes. Come back, catch that line.
Just extra stitching.
Yeah, it is, but will it clean up, right? Will they see that line there that's not through the meat? And the answer is they won't on this, because I will.
Also, if that's a concern of yours, you probably shouldn't be wearing gear.
Yeah, just, well, I mean, here's the issue right here, right? So where I came across and I wasn't really close enough in, I'm on the edge of this Velcro and it splits the Velcro right here. So that's why you want to be more precise. So I'm going to go ahead and chop these edges. I always make my pals a little long so it's even on one side, hangs off the other, and I'm just going to cut these off right here, like so. And this webbing, if you look at this webbing, how it kind of has grains through it, it has like lines in it, right? So I want that hanging over one or two lines over, ridges over, so that I have room to burn this clean, and then it'll kind of burn it to where it's flush. Ideally, I would get just use a hot knife and go right across this in one pass and sear all this, but I don't have a hot knife out here. And it's almost hot enough out here to just melt the webbing from the ambient air temperature. Yeah, this isn't the prettiest here, but it will function. So there's my pals, there's that. Now I'm going to take this while I have it. I'm going to go ahead and fix my Velcro right here. And you can get super fancy with these. You can make them way more difficult or intricate to build. This doesn't need it, that's for sure. Your whole marketing campaign, if you built something like this, could be that it's just as good as SOE, and we sewed like 3 more lines of stitching someplace that they didn't have. Busted one of those strands on that thread. That's why it did this, right? When you're sewing hook Velcro, it'll do that sometimes.
Snag on it?
Yeah, well, this thread here is multiple strands that are twisted, right? So it just grabs one and snaps it. There's probably a burr somewhere underneath in this machine here. Something's gotten sharp, or a little burr in there somewhere. We'll go ahead and tag this up while we got this sitting here. If you draw yourself a nice little crosshair there, you'll be able to get your label on. Nice. My label actually has a crosshair, so I can just line them all up on there, just like that. If you're not the best at sewing straight, or you're learning how to do this, you might want to, if you're putting a black label on, right? I sewed all this in Coyote, but on the black label where it's going to contrast, you could just switch your thread over to black, and then if you're not totally straight, nobody will notice it because it won't be contrasted like that. How far in do I want that? Not that far. Remember, leading edge is the edge that's going to take the brunt. It's going to get the damage when you pull on it, right? That's why I sewed over here, because that's the leading edge, right? This one doesn't need it. It just holds that down so it's cleaner and out of your way. So you don't need to go around this 5 times. You don't even need to do that one. You could totally go 1, 2, 3, zigzag over, 1, 2, 3, if you wanted to. You could also get more intricate with these and sew a tack line so that this holds its shape more. These don't need it. We build them like this. We've always built them like this. They work wonderfully, swimmingly. Now this right here, I'm just going to stage this. What I'm doing right here is I'm concealing this raw edge, and this piece here is going to go right here, and it's going to tack all this down through here. And this is going to give me a buffer. When I put that snap through there, that snap's not just through a single layer of Cordura, but it's also through this webbing right here. Right there, and we're going to put a snap through there that's going to snap to here. This holds your tourniquet right here. This Velcros up and holds this closed. And then the snap that is not here yet, you can just imagine there's a snap there, and it would go like snap. It literally, like, it sounds like a snap, snap, snap. So there's your tourniquet holder, right? Here's a 7, right? Sits right in here. I'm always surprised when dudes are like, hey, I have such and such tourniquet and it won't close up in your tourniquet holder. Those are, that's something we refer to as a U problem. That's you are having the problem. The product definitely works, and you can stage them however you want, but it's a little easier when it's on something. So that comes down, that goes there, that snaps there, there it is. You could definitely make it look a lot neater. Packing it a little more effort. So there's that. We'll put a snap in it at the end. Here's the smaller one. Our patterns, these are, I don't know what they are. They're under a 1/4 inch, but they're a Sharpie will run right around this. Thicker the pattern, the better. This stuff is, I don't know, ABS maybe. I don't remember what this is. But we just score it. We draw out what we want with an L square. 90-degree square mechanical pencil, and then we just score. We hold an edge there. Sometimes if you want to make it real precise, you can use clamps on the edge of a table. Score it with a razor blade knife, and it just snaps. And then our cut list, for smaller cut lists, we literally just write all of our text on here. So here is this. This tells me everything I need: 1-inch web, 1-inch red web, 1-inch red edge tape, 1-inch hook Velcro, 1.5-inch loop Velcro. We just write it right on there. That's a little tip. Just the tip.
Giving away some freedom.
Same thing, we're just going to hem these edges right here. I don't remember what this is, 3-ish. That's a little more, 3 1/4. If it won't fit in inches, put it into centimeters. Right there. And then I want 1/2 inch each direction, so 1 inch right there. What is that for? That's for this. I'm going to take this right there, and I'm going to run it right down to here. pretty clean way to do this. It's pretty simple. I use this in actually quite a few of my pouches that we build are like this. Pulls this in, this makes the lid. My distance from corner to corner is just a hair over 1 inch because I'm going to sew some Velcro there. And this piece is going to go underneath it. It's basically going to make a channel that you'll see here in a second. Guess what I don't have?
What?
The other bobbin.
You should always have 3 bobbins.
You only need 2.
So is this for 2 different style tourniquets?
It is, yeah. Yeah. You can use this for other things. We've used a build just like this for promotional items and stuff. Like we did those pacifiers, you know, that were little dick pacifiers. I think that was like April's Fool's Day or something.
Good way to clot them.
And we did 1,000 orders on that. And I mean, when they take the dick pacifier out, you can keep it, you know, on your arm or on the range, and your friends are like, "What's that?" And you can give them the dick pacifier, or you could just take the dick pacifier out and use it as a tourniquet pouch, because it actually is a tourniquet pouch. Or hand sanitizer will fit in there. Some of those little bottles of booze will fit in there. So, depending on what your humor is that day. When you're out and the guy that you don't like needs a tourniquet, you can just hand him the little bottle of booze or the dick pacifier.
Why the red? Is that to signify?
Yeah, it just denotes medical. Yeah. Man, we get so many. We haven't seen them in a long time, but dudes will be like, "That red's gonna get you killed." Okay.
If that's what's getting you killed,
Yeah, you have bigger problems.
you've been dead for weeks.
Yeah, if we're pulling this out. Yeah. Dead man walking. It's the same retreads that would be like, there shouldn't be any Velcro on mag pouches. When you rip it, the enemy will hear you. You don't think the enemy heard those 30 rounds you just fired? No, bro, I got a suppressor. Clearly you haven't ever heard a suppressor. Some people's lives are very difficult, I think. Self-induced. If you're not sure if this is centered how you want it, don't tack it in yet. Just go ahead and run it down until you get more spread. Look at it. Does it look like it's centered enough? I'm going to go with yes, this will be appropriate. And then all hell breaks loose. You can go ahead and tack it in. This is that elevator right here. This is the lift. I know some of you don't think very large, but it is possible for you to have an elevator in your house. Bitch, I got an elevator in my house.
What's that from?
Eminem. Chef has an elevator in his house.
Chef has an elevator in my heart.
Chef, you complete me.
My chicken tenders.
Huh?
I miss my chicken tenders.
I miss everything about him. Remember that little bobbin I didn't have that I had to go get? It was only partial. Because I was sewing, I sewed that whole pile of war bags that was out there. I sewed all of those. Most of them use this thread. That's what I was sewing. Literally, you were out there setting up the studio, and I was still making shoulder straps for those things. I've got a fucking stack of them to ship out. Okay, now we're going to make it actually kind of hold its shape. So we're going to take these, we're just going to run right across here. We're going to dock this little corner. Depending on the size of pouch, what you're putting in it, you can make that bigger or smaller. You can also cut it off, but especially on this small pouch, it does not need to be cut off. It's not in the way of anything. And there are your 2 tourniquet pouches that we make. And that is how we make them. And we do, well, I'll bet we do about 1,000 of these a month. Shall we put the snap in?
Put the snap in.
Come on, bring your snapper. When you're punching holes, they have hand punches, all kinds of stuff. When you're doing a large volume, soldering iron works great. Inexpensive soldering irons burn out quickly. Inevitably, you're going to forget that this is on, and you're going to put a ton of hours on it that you didn't need to, and it's going to burn it out. Weller, I'm sure there's some other good brands, but when you get an actual soldering station, you can control the temperature on these things. These are just a way better product. They last longer. Everything about them is better. So I'm just going to burn that hole through there. Right there. And I've kind of staged this because I don't want this like this. So I make a curve in it, and that's when I put the hole through it while it's already pre-curved, so that you don't end up separating that webbing there. And then this is going to go right here. And I'm going to make my place right there. I'm going to punch through a little there, and then I'm going to open it up larger on this side. Now my dies on the puncher over here would totally cut this, but this just makes them cleaner. So they line up better. I have clearly not. There we go. Get your fingers out from there. It will cut the edges of your finger off. So there's that, and I completely just put the wrong one on there. So let me show you how to take this off. I'll be right back. Get you a pair of these. You can use Dykes or whatever, but these front end clips, man, these are the best. Inevitably, you're gonna have something happen where you gotta take one of these snaps off, or these are great for cutting zipper pulls also. It really just bends it to where it comes off. Now this is super sharp. It will lay you right open. It'll cut you. So keep your fingers off of there. Watch your little dick skinners. Over here. So this is where the problem started. So we'll go to the proper one now. Let it find it. There it is. Get your fingers out of there. Now it's set. Now back to the other one that we started at. This clips right up there. This goes right through the hole. We're going to pull that out of the way. We're going to seat that there in the cup. Push that cup down. Let it find. There it is. There it is. Now this snaps there, as it should. That's it.